So we got a cool surprise. My friend Mr. Wildey is here. This is a 45 WinMag Wildey Survivor. And we are going to do some video on this mechanically, how it works, because it's an interesting gun. It's gas operated and this just hand cannon of a pistol. But first, I figured it'd be fun to actually take it to a quasi-practical shooting event. So, I am here today at a backup gun match at the Pima Pistol Club, run by my friend Aaron. And this is a match that's kind of well suited to a totally impractical gun like this, because the course of fire is typically 5 to maybe 10 rounds per stage, and they're interesting close range stages. It's actually a really neat match. So, we're going to go through 4 stages. You'll get each little stage description, and we'll see what it's like to actually run this behemoth in a competition.
Welcome to stage 3. The scenario, I'm calling it a 3-3-3 option drill. And the way this works is there's a start box here, there's this path backwards to retreat to this position of cover, and there's of course the position of cover, more or less. So the start position is basically standing in the start box, you're facing downrange, and your handgun is going to be held at a low ready in your weak hand. So weak hand only. At the signal, you may engage targets in any of or all of the following ways. A, you can engage each target with 1 round only from the start position, weak hand only. Okay, so 1 shot at each target, no more than 3 total. B is you can engage each target with 1 round only strong hand while retreating. So you can be retreating, strong hand shooting at each target, 1 shot per target. That's it. And lastly, C, you can engage each target with 1 round only from behind, basically cover, but behind these barriers, basically behind this line I'm standing on right here. And again, 1 round at each target, maximum from this position, and you can shoot freestyle, so 2 hands, however you want to do it. You can only fire 3 rounds from any of the 3 shooting positions, and you don't have to use them all. You can obviously choose, and if you think you shoot really well weak hand up front, then just retreat to here and fire 3 shots from here. That's fine too. So however you want to do it.
So what's the difference?
Stand by.
So what they do is they get basically shittier powder and thinner pieces, and the ammunition where the actual bullets are in.
That's not how it's supposed to work.
And that way it functions, it's the same weight, same point of impact, all that kind of stuff for practice purposes.
This is a great gun.
Just throw it at
Double
him.
fed it a second time.
Shit.
All right, we'll just stop.
Big enough to throw it.
Yeah, I think we'll just stop there.
You must engage a close target without time to take a sight picture, and then engage the remaining threats freestyle. So you'll start standing behind the conduit here, your hands at the 2 and 10 position. Your handgun is going to be loaded in the middle of the conduit, pointed safely downrange. Just make sure you can still reach it. At the signal, shooter will acquire their handgun and engage paper target with gun inside conduit, shooter's line of sight over the top. So you're going to have your gun in the conduit and you're going to be looking over the conduit. So you're not going to have a sight picture. You're going to be firing kind of just point shooting. You can look at the target and see where your hits are going to. Once satisfied with your initial engagement, once you're done with the paper, you can step back and engage the steel targets from behind the table here. And you can do that freestyle, 2 hands, however you feel like.
Hot eyes and ears.
Now, this is not the gun you want to forget.
Good to go. Shooters ready. Stand by.
Nicely done.
Where's the giggler?
All right, so we'll be using blue guns on this stage in the stage 2. Scenario here is equivalent looking threats must be engaged depending on their reaction to hits. So you'll start standing behind the barrel, handgun loaded on the barrel pointed safely downrange, and the blue gun will be in your position of choice. At the signal, you'll simulate your draw with a blue gun exchange and engage each target with one hit each. So you got to get a hit on each before returning to re-engage any target that has not gone down with its first hit. So very straightforward. They're set up so they're different. So some will go down easy, some will go down hard. And I don't know which ones yet, so we'll find out as we start shooting. So once you get a hit on each, then feel free to come back and clean up whatever's left standing and try to get the max points you can.
Hoda, Saeed! Hoda!
Of course, don't touch them if you have to move them.
Hoda, Saeed.
Okay.
Hoda!
Shooters ready.
Hoda.
Stand by.
I do not miss that at all.
Drop the Nikon! Alright! Alright! Alright!
What do you think? You want to re-engage?
Nope, I'm good. Get him where they're down!
An attacker has snatched your backup gun from behind, and you must react to recover your weapon, retreat to cover, and engage the remaining threats. You will start kneeling, one or both knees, uprange of barrel stack. Got a little pad here for you. Facing uprange, hands at side, blue gun on top of top barrel. Handgun loaded on table, pointed safely downrange, and towards the side berm, so it's not pointing this way. All right. At signal, you will kick or otherwise knock over the bottom barrel. Very important, the bottom barrel. Recover the blue gun wherever it falls. Then move to the table, exchange with the blue gun, and engage all the targets from cover or behind the table. Note, if the bottom barrel does not tip over, shooter will receive a 5-second penalty.
Whoa.
So you got to get it down.
I didn't even let them touch me when I was wasted. That's exactly what she said. She's like, he's
Are you ready? Shooters ready. Stand by.
They took my Wildey! Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh!
God!
What if they do a backflip and land up again?
I'm
Can you
doing
hit it the second time? Four.
Tear down the beam, but that. So, unfortunately, I had some serious issues with malfunctioning on this thing. I did, about halfway through the match, I took some time out and went to try and adjust the gas system, and when I was test firing, and okay, but then I went back to the last two stages and ended up with that same issue on every single round. So I don't know exactly what that is. It may very well be related to the fact that I'm using soft points that just don't feed well in pistols like this. At any rate, what I can definitely tell you is this thing has some serious knockdown power, as like literally knocking down steel targets. There was the one stage where those three targets were supposed to be balanced differently so they wouldn't go down, and they all just went right down with this thing. Interestingly, if it weren't for the malfunctions, this thing's actually not that slow to shoot. I think the compensator helps a little bit. It's wildly impractical to actually carry. One major thing I learned about this gun by running it in a competition like this is that this is entirely made of sharp corners. Banging the back of the slide into battery, I was expecting every time that I was going to end up with blood on my hand. The back of the slide is all sharp. It's all made of sharp edges. This is a pistol that's meant to be fired slowly and intermittently, not in rapid strings. So, still, I think this is probably about the only footage you'll find out there of a Wildey Survivor in a relatively high-speed match. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. We'll do a little bit more serious mechanical and historical look at the Wildey coming up a little bit later. Take it apart, show you how the whole gas system works, interchangeable barrels, all that sort of stuff. Until then, thanks for watching. Tune in tomorrow for another Forgotten Weapon.